Hey everybody, Michael Double X the Beast here. This is going to be a kind of a prediction and preview video a little bit for 180 card submission I have going to CGC right now. They actually received this order on Friday, August the 17th. They haven't even checked it in yet. It'll probably be tomorrow, which is Monday, August 21st. So you won't actually see this video till that order ships, but I wanted to do this preview video a little bit in advance, obviously, so I could get all my grades estimated. And I'm doing this a little bit differently. I wanted to very straightforward measure how accurate I could kind of see my estimates versus CGC's. And this submission is great to do that with because there are so many cards that are just ultra rare, one of ones, cards numbered to 5, numbered to 10, so on and so forth, that I would grade no matter what the condition was. So I think out of the 180 cards, I think it was like 83 of them were numbered to 10 or under. So very rare cards across the board for the most part. There's some in there that are just completing rainbows and things that aren't rare, but for the most part, very rare cards. Before I start, I just want to let me slide this over. I want to show the date right there on my iPhone, just so it's confirmed that this was done well in advance. And then I will put this together with the actual grades when they come in, and we're gonna see how we do. But just so I can go through this this spreadsheet here that I'm sharing, this Google Sheet. What I did, I assigned a 5-point grade, or 5 points for the exact grade. So if I predicted over here that this card was a 9, I've got a formula in. If this comes back a 9, I get 5 points. You see it went to +5. And if it is 0.5 away from the estimate, I would get 1 point. So if this one comes back let's say a 9.5, you see here I get 1 point. And the opposite end of that is taking points away. So I wanted to see, really I'm looking at accuracy. Accuracy is the most important thing, right? So very harsh for being very accurate, or very positive for being very accurate, very harsh for being inaccurate by one or more away. So if I said, okay, I thought this was a 9, if this comes back a 7.5, I'm going to still lose 5 points just because the difference in this grade is 1.5. So I built this out to do that. I wanted to really see how this works. And I've got some other analytics that I'm going to do in the future on some grades. I've got some pretty good ideas. And just so you can see this as well, these are pages, there's 8 or 10 pages here of notes and comments for all these cards. I heavily scrutinized them. I really looked at them in as much detail as I could. It took me probably took me a couple weeks. I started on this when I got back from the national, and I think I shipped them out on the 14th of August to CGC. So roughly around 2 weeks to go through them. Each evening when I got home from work, I'd spend an hour here, hour there, going through them. Weekends, I might spend 4 or 5 hours going through the cards. So I'm not going to show every card on this. Like, I'm not going to talk about every card. You'll see them as I go. But you can see, estimated grades here. And I really just wanted to scroll so they're on camera so that everyone just sees that they're saved. And you can see, some of these cards over here, how rare they are, low numbers. There's some 1 of 1s. There's lots of 1s numbered to 5. You'll see, look at this. There's, a whole bunch of them there in a row, numbered to 5. There are a couple right here that I forgot to write down the serial numbers. I wrote down my estimated grade. They're the only ones I have of these cards, the only ones I own, I think, of both of those. And so that's not a problem. It's no big deal. And then I've got some gold refractors at the bottom that from 2018 Bowman draft that I guess they were all 9s. I didn't write down the serial number next to them. doesn't really matter since I put them down all as 9. So you will see those here in a minute. Anything that's not serial number just has an NA next to it. So very simple there. But just going to scroll down here and I'll show you where I've got it totaling up at the bottom. And so probably what I'll do is do one video where I physically show the cards when they get returned. And then I'll probably either grab this video and attach it to, when I physically enter the grades in, and then we can see it live. I'm not exactly sure how I'll make that look, but after I've got this video, it should be pretty simple. So you can see where I've got everything totaling up. So obviously, right now it's negative 900 because I'm getting a negative 5 points for every card right now because I only have the estimated in. I don't have the actual. So once I plug the actual in, hopefully, this number shoots up rapidly. And where I've struggled to kind of know ahead of time where what's successful and what's not is knowing what would be a successful outcome for this number. So my gut tells me probably 750 is probably, if I came in there somewhere, that's probably a success, but I really don't know. So it's gonna be a trial effort, and then from here, after this, I've got some other. The next one I do will have some more numbers on it. I'm going to use this one as a guinea pig for some future, projects, if you will, to track these things. So I'm going to scroll back up, and if anybody out there is interested in doing something like this, just reach out to me either on YouTube. You can reach out to me by email, xthebeast@gmail.com. You can reach out to me on Instagram at xthebeast. I'm very easy to get a hold of. If you're interested in doing anything like this, I would love to have someone else send me, their grades, or their estimated grades and a list of their cards, and then we could do a dual. Maybe reveal video or something like that where we plug it in and see how someone else does. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. If you're interested in doing something like this for yourself and don't want to have to go through the trouble of figuring out all the formulas and things, because it took me a little bit just to make sure it all worked. It's very simple, but it's all got to function correctly. If you're interested in that, here's the formulas, and you can pause it and grab those if you want. Or if you reach out to me, I can send you this sheet, and then we can just clear this data out. You don't have to put your serial numbers in unless you're sending multiples of each card. I've got multiples of for example, this one here, right? I've got 2 of these red refractors, and they're different grades that I estimated. So, oops, I didn't mean to do that. So they, I wanted to know which one I thought was the 9, which one I thought was the 9.5. If you're not sending multiples, you wouldn't have to dump in your serial numbers. You could just do your estimated grades. You could then put your actual grades in, and the rest of it will calculate. If you don't like this point system, you could go plug whatever number you wanted in for each one of these. It's not a big deal. But anyways, I just wanted to save this video today, and so I had it. And so, this submission that I sent in, this order that I just sent in, probably not going to be done until late September, though. So, from the time I record this today, it's probably at least a month until anyone else will see this. But I'm going to post this video, the preview video, or the prediction video, if you will, this one. I'm going to post this as soon as I get the tracking number from CGC. So I'm going to get it ready to go, the video ready to go, and then post it at that point. And that's just the paranoia in me to not post it ahead of time, because what if somebody from CGC watched this and, I predicted this to be a 10 and they say, well, it's a 9, or vice versa. If I predicted this one to be a 9 and then they graded a 10, they're going to be saying, what did we miss? I know that's not going to happen. I know they probably don't have time to go watch a bunch of videos on YouTube. I get that, but that's just the paranoia in me to not do that. So it'll be seen right before I physically get the cards in hand. But I appreciate everybody watching, and have a good day.